is beautiful today.
The first home playoff game in a quarter century.
Allen, he's a runner. No, he's a thrower. Touchdown!
The Bills took down the Colts in true bend, not break fashion.
It is knocked away, and it's over. It took a quarter of a century.
The atmosphere and the environment was almost like it was full.
Up next, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take on Josh Allen and his Arsenal.
Two of the best QBs in the country, two of the best teams in the league.
Buffalo is ready.
Western New York is ready.
Bills Mafia is beyond ready.
Are you?
Well, I'm pumped for game day. I don't know about you.
I got it.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this game day. I'm Melanie Orleans. We're about 10 hours from kickoff.
10 hours indeed. I'm Dave Graber. For the next hour, you'll see the best of Buffalo, of course, the Bills, and the community that supports them. This week, more than 6,500 fans lined up once again for their coronavirus testing, staying healthy so they could watch the game in person tonight. Everyone has been gearing up to show their support, even down to the tiniest fans. And some of the biggest names from the Bills are showing their love as well.
Talk about our blue collars and our rust belts. We'll just keep faking guys out of their shoes.
Oh, gosh, ankles, socks, and shoes.
Go ahead. Keep calling us underdogs while we unleash our quarterback. So we'll see you in Buffalo in January. Be ready. It might be chilly.
It is the video absolutely everybody is talking about. Steve Tasker narrating the Bills' rise to a historic season.
And of course, when you watch that video, you are sure to get chills. We're joined now by the man himself, Steve Tasker. Steve, thank you so much for being with us on this very special occasion. First, let's get right into that video. You've been on TV for a lot of years following your playing days. What was it like to shoot that video? Because I think everyone had just absolute, so much energy running through their veins while watching that.
It was fun to shoot, and I know Michelle Zumwalt already did a great job writing it, and they shot it, and we have a great creative crew here at One Bills Drive, and they put it out, and you think it's going to be pretty good, and you have an idea that it's kind of cool, and it all comes down to the job that the editors did, obviously. But the fun part about it for us is obvious. It's watching people's reaction to it, and that's been the best part of the whole thing. And I'm so glad people enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun to see their reaction, and of course, it would mean nothing without a great football team. So it's been a lot of fun watching that video help along and jump on board with the team that's played so great.
There's no fan base quite like Bills Mafia, and you talk a lot about reaction. What's your reaction to seeing this team this year, how great they are, unstoppable, really? What has it been like watching this whole season play out? It's been
great. It's been a great experience for me. There have been a lot of games. They played a very difficult schedule. They played the NFC West, the AFC West. They played Pittsburgh. They played, some great football teams. And they hung 13 wins on that regular season schedule. I didn't think they could do that at the beginning of this year. They have exceeded expectations at every turn. And I think that has been the fun part for me, is watching them overcome my doubts about how good they could be. They have absolutely taken an enormous step forward. And the fun part about it for me as a broadcaster and also as an analyst, it seems real. I mean, this seems to be a team that is that good. This doesn't seem to be a team that caught lightning in a bottle one year, and now they're going to be 7-9, 9-7 for a few years down the road. This seems like a team that can stack good years on top of it, and it's really gratifying and fun to see a bunch of young players who are really likable guys, a great head coach and who has a great culture, and to see them put it all together because they're so easy to cheer for. It's fun to see them have success.
Yeah, without question. Now, Steve, you enjoyed a lot of success in your playing days. How do you think this team compares with those teams of the late 80s, early 90s? Because you hear about those comparisons a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's hard to compare, old teams like I was on to the new ones. It's a different league than it was when we played. It's a different environment, but certainly the one thing that is exactly the same is the fact that this fan base loves this team. And that's been the most fun part about it. The team wins games. They're fun to watch. They're an exciting bunch. They got a lot of really lovable characters on this team, like they did back in the days when I played. And I think the one thing that makes this team almost identical to the 90s teams is the effect they've had on the fans and the way you see and witness Bills fans from all over the globe jumping on board. It was that way when it was in the late 80s, early 90s, and it's certainly that way now with the way the team has evolved over the last 3 or 4 years. So I think in that way, this team is exactly like that 90s team in that we've decided that this Bills team and this fan base are one big family, and it's a fun family to be in.
God, it is such a fun family.
It really is. Dave and I are adopted members of Bills Mafia, and there's no place I'd rather be.
Yeah, without question. All right, Steve Tasker, thank you once again for joining us. I'm sure your eyes are going to be glued to the TV and at the field tonight. You are one of the lucky ones who gets to watch that thing in person, so we are jealous. Count us among those groups.
Go Bills, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
Go Bills.
Well, of course, today the pressure is on the field.
And our News 4 Sports team has you covered from every angle. Joined now by Heather Prusak with a look ahead at this morning's edition of Buffalo Kickoff Live. It is another very big day for your team.
Yes, we have been working so hard all week, all season, and of course, we're getting you ready for the big game on Buffalo Kickoff Live. Good morning to you both. We've got a lot to get to on BKL. There's a ton of interesting matchups to break down as the Bills look to punch their ticket to the AFC Championship game. The Ravens defense led the league in forced fumbles, so ball security has got to be a top priority for the Bills offense. And then, of course, the Bills defense has the tough task of going against Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. His mobility is his biggest strength, as is their running game as a whole, and it's a battle of two of the best young QBs in the game with Jackson and Josh Allen. Now, their paths to the NFL are actually very similar. Both the Ravens and the Bills traded up to get their franchise quarterback. Both of these guys were met with tons of criticism coming out of college, and both just won their first playoff games last weekend, so this should really be an exciting matchup. Plus, I talked with Kim Pegula. We're going to hear from her later in this show. Plus, on Buffalo Kickoff Live, she'll join us for our 5 questions segment, getting to know the lighter side of the Bills co-owner and team president. Lots of fun stuff there. It all gets underway later this morning at 11. Mel, Dave.
Looking forward to that interview, Heather. It is absolutely fantastic. We were able to talk with her. And as she said, you can stay with us for Buffalo Kickoff Live next at 11 o'clock. Then join us immediately following the game for Buffalo Postgame Live. And stay with us. We have a lot more to get to as we count down to kickoff.
But first, a sweet message from one of the littlest members of Bills Mafia, all the way from Florida. Take a listen.
Congratulations, Josh and the Buffalo Bills. I'll see you in the playoffs. Bills Mafia.
First 3 months, we saved $4,100.
CarShield saved me over $6,000 in engine repairs.
If your car is out of warranty, you need to call CarShield before an expensive breakdown. An engine, transmission, or computer system breakdown could cost you thousands of dollars, but not with CarShield, America's #1 car protection provider.
CarShield saved us $4,000.
They put a transmission in it and a motor. Who does that?
CarShield makes sure you don't have to pay for expensive car repairs. CarShield covers most makes and models from 5,000 to 150,000 miles.
We saved over $6,000 on a complete engine rebuild of our truck.
It's like having a suit of armor around my car.
You'll also receive at no extra cost roadside assistance, towing services, and rental coverage.
If your car's out of warranty, believe me, you want to have CarShield.
Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. Call 800-213-0458, 800-213-0458.
Nearly 1 in 4 people struggle with mental health or addiction. People of any age, race, background. You are not alone. But because of the stigma, less than half of those struggling will seek the treatment that they need. At Bry Lynn, our compassionate professionals are here to help. You can avoid long waits in an emergency room by contacting Bry Lynn Hospital directly. And telehealth services are available for outpatient counseling. Mental illness and substance abuse can be treated successfully. Call Bry Lynn today. With help, there's hope.
If you can't go out, Your power shouldn't either. Home Power Systems standby generators ensure you're never without power. Pay 0% interest for 60 months on Generac Home Standby generators.
Tear it down. That's about it right there. I mean, you'd think that it would be longer than that, but that's been it. It's never been trimmed or anything else since then.
Never been trimmed since 1986. Yeah, you absolutely heard that right. That man's name is Randy Korkowitz.
In 1986, when he made his wedding vows to his wife, he also vowed that he wouldn't cut his hair again until the Bills win the Super Bowl. Now, they've come close, but yeah, he hasn't cut his hair since '86. Randy is a lifetime Bills fan. As you can see from this picture, he bleeds Buffalo blue. That's Jim Kelly in that picture with him. He tells us when the team was founded in 1960, his father turned to him and said, "Hey, this is our team now. We're rooting for them forever." Randy has always had long hair, but would be happy to part with it if the Bills bring home the Lombardi Trophy.
Maybe Josh Allen will want to cut it for me.
There you go. It might become a thing. You might be on, I don't know, national news getting your hair cut.
I mean, I would, if they'll take it, I would certainly donate it to one of the places that take care. I mean, if they love this beautiful color pewter that I have.
I posted this picture, and a lot of people say, really, he hasn't cut his hair since '86? Why isn't it longer? Yeah, you might be wondering that. 34 years it's been. There are a lot of reasons for that, and that includes genetics. You don't get those trims. The hair can break off.
Sure.
So, yeah, I believe him hasn't cut his hair since '86. We're crossing our fingers he'll cut it in February.
I like that he's watching Channel 4 in the background as well.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, it is time to tailgate.
Virtually, of course. We'll check in with Gabrielle Mediak and Jazz Williams, plus some major Bills fans. But first, nothing puts you more in the game day spirit than the shout song, of course. Take a listen to this special twist from the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra.
Riverfront Auto Sales, here we grow again with Martin, Noah, and now Penelope. Our family is growing, and so is our dealership.
We're looking to restock our inventory. If you have a vehicle you're looking to sell and it has 4 wheels, we're buying it.
We need cars and we're paying cash.
And Penelope is paying $400 over Kelly Blue Book trade-in value. You better bring down your car. Martin's going to pay you cash. So come on and see us over at Riverfront Auto Sales today.
Wow!
One of the hardest things about that day was telling the children that Mom had cancer and to try to help them understand that it was going to be okay when I didn't believe I was going to be okay.
I've learned through Dr. Stanley that you cannot be full of fear and full of faith at the same time. Every time he says something, I'm like, oh, wow, I see it. And I get excited because I learned something different.
At Great Lakes Cancer Care Collaborative, we work to save your life and help you live it. Because here, specialists from 10 of our area's leading medical organizations bring you multidisciplinary cancer treatment backed by groundbreaking research, plus the resources to keep living your life well through it all. From care coordinators to answer questions, to locations close to home, we treat the whole person with life-saving care and life-living support, both from one team you can trust.
Your news every hour in primetime is on News Nation on WGN America. News Nation examined what a mob attack on the U.S. Capitol means for the country's future.
They're going to change some of their tactics, and law enforcement is prepared for that.
And reported on the unsung heroes of the pandemic.
Every day we perform our job.
News Nation covers your nation every night.
Well, it's definitely been hard not to celebrate the Bills' wins with our friends and our families, especially this season.
Yeah, but this morning, Gabby Mediak and Jazz Williams, they've got you covered. Let's check in on the countdown to kick off virtual tailgate. Ladies, how are things going?
Guys, we are live, families. You want to give a wave to your friends and family at home in the Bills Mafia? I love it. Jazz are here. Lily is also here, of course. And all of our families. We've got the Caballas. We've got the Eblings, the Leaseys, the Matthews, the Smiths, and the Tackis family. Thank you guys for joining us. Get a look at the game day setups. I've got our Bills gear. We've got Lily. Jazz, what do you got going on?
So I have my Bills gear. This is my, by the way, I was so gassed. I mean, I feel like a real part of Bills Mafia today. Okay?
Well, thank goodness.
I have my dog Paris with me. My dog Paris is around, but she's kind of wild. She's really excited for the game, so you'll see her a little bit later. But I also have a special guest, and I'll tell you about him later.
Okay, we do have a special guest for you at home later. And around for that, because it's a familiar name. I'm going to start off with the Lisi family. Guys, what are you doing for the game?
We're going to put the kids to bed, probably crack a couple of beers, and hopefully watch a really great game that doesn't give us a heart attack at the end.
I know, I almost had a heart attack last time. How about the Kabbalah family? What are you guys up to?
We're just going to hang out as a family and cheer on our team, and we're going to go for the win.
Love it. I love it. The Ebling family, I love that headband on the baby.
Thank you. We're going to celebrate, and hopefully we'll win, and we'll be quiet because the girls will be sleeping. So wish us luck on that.
I love it. Jazz, you want to take some families on? Want to ask them what's up?
Well, who's next? It looks like the Smith family. Did you guys talk already? Nope. Oh, well, tell us. What are you planning?
My father's going to the football game, and if my brother's gonna be asleep, and it's just gonna be me and mommy eating.
Are you the spokesperson? What's that? He's the spokesperson for the family for Bills Mafia?
She always is. Ask several people.
Abigail always is, yes.
All right. All right. Gab, you want to take over next?
Okay, we've got the Matthews. I met you guys just yesterday. You all got your jerseys. Let's see them.
Yes. Go Bills. Yeah, so we're going to make some Buffalo Wild Wings with some chicken dip, buffalo dip, and we're going to watch these Bills win.
Yes.
Go Bills.
Yes.
Go Bills.
Family with the little pom-poms. I love that.
Yeah, we're going to be going to the game tonight, so we're pretty excited. So,
My father too. Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Yeah, and one of my teachers.
Doubt. So you see Jazz has all this decor behind her. She is newer to our area, but she is easily part of the Bills Mafia.
I am part of Bills Mafia, so much so that I'm super, super tight with a football player by the name of Josh Allen. And Josh Allen is on this call. Now, I don't know, Josh Allen should be able to hear me. And if he can hear me, I hope he will unmute his camera and unmute there he is. It's not the Josh Allen you're thinking. This one is just my brother. But he happens to be a football player, and his name is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, thanks for coming on.
Yes, so we tried to get you guys a Josh Allen in here, and this is the one we got for you. Jazz's awesome brother.
I appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate y'all having me for sure.
No doubt. Are you going to find a way to watch the game, Josh Allen?
Yeah, I'm going to watch the game. I gathered the troops earlier, talked to Josh Allen, and we're going to go ahead and take this dub going on tonight.
Oh, awesome. We're so excited. And, of course, Lily's in her little jersey here. Lily, you want to look at the camera? Oh, boy, getting a little wild here. She's been sitting like a good girl for a long time. And the Lisi family, look at a little baby. How cute. What an adorable kid. You guys all look awesome in your Bills gear. I am so impressed. And coming up, we're going to talk about your favorite traditions for the game. I know it's a little different this year, but we're excited to be celebrating at home with you.
Well, Gabby, did you mention what you're doing? I don't think I heard you. What are you doing for the game?
Obviously, a big part of the day is eating. So,
my girl, my girl.
Really, don't eat that. We got the Bills cookies ready to go. These are actually from Krishiki's Bakery. They're open all day long, and they have these are so cool.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm coming over to your house.
I know, right? And there's macaroons. There's little helmets. Maybe brother Josh Allen wants a Josh Allen helmet.
Maybe Lily wants a cookie.
So yeah, just watching with the fam, watching with Lily. And Paris has joined us.
Paris joined us. She wants to bite because she's a puppy. So we're going to have to work on that in between, when we're watching the game. But we'll do our best.
I love it. I love it. You guys want to give us your best Let's Go Buffalo?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, you guys look pumped for game day. We'll check back in with Gabby and Jazz and the rest of the tailgate team in just a bit.
A lot of kids in those videos, and I will say I'm glad my kids are old enough that they can stay up, because there's no way I'd be quiet enough tonight at this game.
I know.
All right. Well, Bills Mafia, known, of course, for its crazy antics and extreme loyalty to the Bills. Throughout the season and during the pandemic, fans have found new ways to show their Buffalo.
Yeah, people have been getting really creative. I checked back in with a Canadian family whose backyard is every Bills fan's dreamland. One step into the Parnham's backyard and you're bleeding Buffalo blue. A giant Bills helmet, 12 feet tall and 12 feet wide, turned into a bar in Keswick, Ontario. Crack a cold one and you're ready for game day. But it hasn't always been this way.
This used to be the checkout counter of the sports store. So if you picture it mounted onto a wall, and then it had, I think, a PVC grill on it, and that was the checkout counter. The sports store goes out of business, and a really smart janitor decided that someone would eventually want this thing.
We've talked with Blake Parnham about this massive Bills helmet before. It was many things before it found its home as a bar.
If you picture it kind of on its back, it enclosed the sandbox that we had when I was just a little guy.
It then served as a woodshed until one night, after a few Labatt Blues, they got this brilliant idea.
When people come by and they tell us how cool it is, it's always surreal for me because it's just my backyard. You know, I look out the kitchen window and here it is every day. But to somebody who's coming up from somewhere else to visit just to take a picture, that's kind of interesting.
Like one of those destinations where you just got to go get your picture and then you hop back on the road, right?
Exactly. We might have to set up a little helmet bar destination thing at the end of the highway. Who knows?
Blake's Bills helmet bar has garnered quite the popularity on social media. Blake and his family are about 2.5 hours from One Bills Drive, but they've never felt so close to Bills Mafia than they do this year. Like many of us, they've been using Zoom to connect with people. This season, they've been hosting virtual tailgates, posting Bills Zoom tickets for the fans.
It's been really fun to get to meet people. So there's at least a little bit of a blessing for the pandemic for us.
Like most of Bills Mafia, football is a family thing for the Parnhams. And for the first time in Blake's memory, this team is making a historic run.
I think it's the dichotomy between the world being terrible and the team being good that has been the weird part. To see all the fans at the airport, I mean, I would have been there. That would, that's the highlight of the year.
Blake is hopeful brighter days will bring the Mafia together and over the border. In the meantime, tonight, they're huddling around the fire pit next to their iconic game day staple.
It's been really cool to know that our experience, while we have this big helmet and we're being interviewed all the time, we're just another family that likes the Bills, just like everybody else. And that's been really, really fun.
It was so great to talk to him, and I feel like so many people are now going to try to recreate that for their backyard. They put it up in June of 2019, and boy, it's a blast. Once everything gets back to normal and the border opens up, I want to go visit him.
I agree, and like he said, how cool is it to be able to look out your window and see that in your backyard. Fantastic. Excellent. All right, well, our countdown to kickoff special coverage continues in just a couple of minutes.
But first, a message from Eugenia's dance studio.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say you will. Shout it right now, baby. Say you will. Come on, come on. Say you will. Come on and shout. Say you will. Yeah. Shout. Buffalo's happening now. Shout. We're on the move now. Shout. The Bills are happening now. Shout. They're making it happen now. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. A lot of spirit, yeah. Shout. We got the spirit. Shout. Just watch it happen
Fox News 4, the official broadcast station of the Buffalo Bills.
COVID-19 hit New York like a storm, but we stood together, cheered together, cared for one another, cried for one another, wore masks for each other, even gave a little space to each other. Now it's time to be sure we all have health coverage. New York State of Health is here for you with free local enrollment experts to help you compare plans that work for you, your family, and your budget. Some plans may even cost nothing. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call today.
Phone's for you.
Hello. Hey, Steve, Josh Allen. I'm over at a commercial shoot, just thinking about you.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Think about everything you taught me. Be myself, be sincere, ever since I replaced you.
Replace me? Another Josh Allen dream? No.
In the absence of certainty, there is endless possibility. And at DeUville, we are seizing it. Apply now and get a guaranteed scholarship from DeUville.
Ready, set, go.
Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy, go! Go, boy,
Live big in the larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. The GMC Acadia, Terrain, and all-new Yukon. Current eligible non-GM owners can get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Terrain SLE for around $159 per month. We are professional-grade GMC.
The Sabre Sword was given to me when I was elected into the Buffalo Sabre Hall of Fame. Since Dr. Farber at Buffalo Dental Implant did such a great job on my teeth, I donated my sword to him as a little token of my appreciation. Call Buffalo Dental Implant. It'll change your life.
Want a dream backyard this summer? Installation dates are filling fast. Use Gary's free layaway program and you can be relaxing in your new swimming pool or
Welcome back. Bills fever has taken full force here in Western New York.
Another street now bears the name of the team's quarterback, of course. You saw this all over social media this week. Village of Lancaster Mayor Bill Schroeder joined County Legislator Frank Todaro, unveiling the sign that changes Allen Street to Josh Allen Way. Todaro says he's hopeful this will give the team a boost because certainly the team has been giving our area a boost of its own. I love seeing it. You see it everywhere.
I know. It's great to see, and I think it should become permanent.
I think so, too. We'll see. All right, we have a lot more to get to this morning, including an exclusive interview with Kim Pegula ahead of today's big game. You'll hear her message for Bills Mafia.
But first, one of the highlights of the week, and really the best thing we've seen in quite some time, Little Heath finishing his cancer treatment this week, and he got to ring the bell at Roswell Park. Take a listen.
Can the Bills make it back-to-back postseason wins here at home?
If they do, it means a return trip to the AFC Championship. Should be a lot of fun.
Buffalo Kickoff Live, presented by Salino Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, today at 11 on Channel 4.
After a year like no other, it's time to start fresh in 2021 with a no down payment lease from Paddock Chevrolet. Take on the new year in an Equinox, starting at just $199 per month with no down payment. The most attractive SUV around. No down payment, just $199 per month. Not sure what color you like? Don't worry, we have over 170 to choose from. Shop online at PaddockChevrolet.com or come in and see us to get your new year started off right. Paddock Chevrolet, with you for the extra mile.
Hi, I'm Dr. Todd Shatkin. Back in 1959, Mr. Wilson had a dream. He believed that the Buffalo Bills could be a winning team. The Shatkin family also believed. As season ticket holders since 1960, as a kid, I went to the games with my father and my brother, my uncle. We had a great time, and now I take my entire family to the games. Through the good times and not so good times, one thing has never changed. We as a community love our Buffalo Bills. We may not be able to fill the stadium right now, But there is one thing I'll bet on. As a community, we can come together as one and believe that this is the year. Let's go, Buffalo.
We believe
This is the year.
Are you a Bills fan? Call 839-1700 today for your free consultation and let Dr. Todd Shatkin restore your smile with mini dental implants.
Kristen Bell blows my mind.
I know, right?
Plus, DIY strawberry face masks? Yes, please. All new Drew.
Safe to say the Buffalo Bills have a lot to be proud of, and that especially applies to owners, the Pegulas.
Yeah, but this year's success has been all a part of a longer journey. News 4 Sports' Heather Prusak joining us again with her exclusive one-on-one interview with team owner and president Kim Pegula. Great interview.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about in such a short amount of time. We probably could have gone on for another half hour, but, you know, she's a very busy woman, right? Didn't want to take too much of her time. But, you know, when Terry and Kim Pegula bought the Bills back in 2014, they had a lot of work to do in order to get this franchise back on track. Back then, Doug Marrone was the head coach, Doug Whaley the general manager. Let's not forget Rex Ryan's 2 seasons as head coach. All of that to get to the right 2 guys in charge to finally bring long-term stability to this team. Part of what's led to them now hosting a divisional round game today. And catching up with Kim Pegula, I asked her to reflect on that first interview with McDermott, among the many things we talked about.
You could tell he already had a plan in his mind. And I tell people, you know, you knew he had prepared for this job his whole life, right? And the one thing that really stuck out and I didn't appreciate it as much as my husband did, but that's why we're a tag team, right? Like, you know, we bounce ideas off each other. But my husband really gravitated toward the fact that he was a high school national wrestling champion. Because as my husband says, Kim, you don't understand. To be a wrestler, you are playing in front of nobody. Nobody like goes to wrestling matches except parents, right? It is a thankless sport that takes so much attention and detail that anyone who excels in that sport, like those are qualities you want in a head coach. I was like, okay, hon, you know, if you want to pick the coach because he was a wrestler in high school, that's fine.
But in all seriousness, it paid off taking a chance on a first-time head coach that's led the Bills to not only hosting a playoff game, but winning in the postseason as they beat the Colts in the wild card round.
Being there down on the field and seeing the fans coming in, and then just during the game, knowing the effect that they had on the team and hearing how loud they were, even though it was just, 6,000 plus fans there, they really showed up and showed their support. And then, regardless of people staying indoors and not going out as much because of the pandemic, but you can feel it. You can still feel it in the air, whether you're just at the grocery store or the billboards or the radio. It's so electrifying. And
when it came to getting fans back in the stands, what was that process like, having to have talks with the state government, Governor Cuomo? What was that whole process like?
Yeah, listen, I tell people the process actually really started back in training camp, and we were in constant communication with the state. We were constantly working on kind of a plan on how could we get fans in the stadium. We started out at like a 20% capacity.
Then there was a turning point.
I think when we clinched the playoffs and then clinched that AFC East home game, I think the state really knew that it was a special moment for this community and said, listen, how can we get together and do this? And then all of a sudden it happened really quickly, right?
Now they have another home game this weekend as the Bills host the Ravens with a chance to punch their ticket to the AFC Championship game, all because of what McDermott and Beane have built, and they're not going anywhere after signing long-term deals to keep them here through the 2025 season.
We just want to make sure, and we want to provide that continuity to our fans, to our players, to our organization as a whole, and really just allow them to continue doing what they've been doing and not having to worry about, are we in our last year of this contract? What's going to happen next and things like that. So we just felt like it was the right time to do it.
How close do you think that the Sabres are to getting to the level of success that we're seeing with the Bills right now?
I think that is close. In sports, as you know, every year is different, and you can go from last to first just within a season. I think, as we made changes to our hockey department staff, and with Kevin Adams on board, someone that, again, we saw traits in him early on before he even took this position. He's worked with us for 9 years in a variety of different roles. And I think it really was important to have someone leading our hockey team that maybe has a bigger picture and tangible things outside of just hockey knowledge. And I think he thinks differently. So I am really very excited and hopeful that we are on the right path.
And there's even more with my chat from Kim Pegula. We talked about a lot of different things. What's going to happen with the Bills Stadium naming rights? Will we see fans at KeyBank Center anytime soon for Sabres games? A lot more in that interview. The entire thing is online right now at WIVB.com. Mel, Dave?
Really fantastic stuff there, Heather. Thanks. Well, just ahead, we're talking to the Bills Mafia member who went viral last weekend for crying at the end of the game. I know he wasn't the only one.
But first, a message from Miss Faye's pre-K class at Notre Dame Academy.
Who's your favorite Buffalo Bills player?
Take on the new year in an Equinox, starting at just $199 per month. Paddock Chevrolet.
When you are hungry, we are hope. When you are troubled, we are hope. When you are vulnerable, we are hope. When you are lonely, we are hope. When you are in need, we are hope. Catholic Charities is hope for all seasons.
Calvin's Furniture offers substantial discounts off manufacturer's suggested retail prices. And now through Monday, Calvin's will pay the sales tax on your purchase. Save on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather sofas, and chairs, all from the finest manufacturers like Flexsteel, King Hickory, American Drew, Bradington Young, Canadell, and more. Calvin's Furniture and Calvin's Classic Leather Gallery on Transit near Maple in Williamsville. Calvin's Furniture, still discounting after 70 years.
In the absence of certainty, there is endless possibility. And at DeUville, we are seizing it. Apply now and get a guaranteed scholarship from DeUville.
Guys, yay! A new phone's here. I switched to Spectrum Mobile. I'm saving money and I get 5G nationwide. It's literally the smartest thing I've ever done.
You split an atom with the soda bottle and 2 straws.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of an accident.
You found the 10th planet.
I mean, it was just all over the calculus.
You found a cure for hiccups.
Yeah, but nationwide 5G and I'm saving 40%? Come on. Oh, almost forgot. I figured out time travel, so we're gonna get nuts later.
Switch to Spectrum Mobile, get 5G nationwide, and save up to 40%.
Welcome back. Our News 4 sports team is getting you ready for kickoff.
Sports director Josh Reed joins us now live from Bills Stadium with more on what to expect throughout the day and Buffalo Kickoff Live, which is coming up right after this. So, Josh, let me ask you, tonight's matchup, of course, features 2 of the best quarterbacks in the entire league, and we all know the style of Lamar is on the ground, Josh Allen through the air. How much of an impact do you think these QBs will have on the game tonight?
Well, all eyes are going to be on Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Of course, they'll always be linked because they were both first-round draft picks in 2018. As you mentioned, these guys both show up to the work site with 2 completely different toolboxes, but both guys get the job done. Josh Allen threw for over 300 yards 9 times this season. Lamar Jackson, 0 times. He did not throw for over 300 yards in 1 game this year, but he is phenomenal when he runs the ball. Defensive end Jerry Hughes said He is like a bolt of electricity. You have to find a way to keep him contained. He does damage with his legs. I honestly believe that when this game is over, you're going to be able to look at the stat sheet. You're going to be able to put Josh Allen's numbers here, Lamar Jackson's numbers right next to it, and you will be able to look at those stats and you will be able to tell who won the game.
What do you think is going to be the biggest factor for a Bills win? Obviously, there's a lot of things that are going to come into play tonight.
Well, I think it's going to come down to how Josh Allen handles the Baltimore Ravens defense and how they pressure. They are the most aggressive defense in the NFL. They blitzed 44% of the pass plays this season. That is by far the most in the NFL. Their defensive coordinator, his name is Wink Martindale. And I'm not talking about the game show host, the old school game show host. Wink Martindale said, look, Josh Allen knows that we're going to come. We're going to blitz. We're going to bring pressure. He knows it. It's who we are. It's what we're going to do. Josh Allen said, look, they're going to come after me. But here's the thing. Josh Allen, every time he has faced pressure this year, he has burned defenses with touchdowns. So if Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, John Brown, and Cole Beasley can beat that pressure, it is going to be a really good day here in Orchard Park. And by day, I mean late night.
Absolutely. Josh, thanks so much. And again, Buffalo Kickoff Live at 11.
Yeah, stay with us for Buffalo Kickoff Live at 11 o'clock, as you see, and then join us immediately following the game for Buffalo Postgame Live. Well, we have a lot more to get to as we count down to kickoff.
Stay with us. Next up, the fun continues. We're checking back in with our favorite virtual tailgaters. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 4, your local news leader.
Here at Riverfront Auto Sales, we've been approving people for over 4 generations.
Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Riverfront Auto Sales, we have 100% guaranteed credit approval.
Hey, Martin, what do you think of this deal?
I'm approving everybody, Papa, because I need new school supplies.
And now we've made it even easier to find the one that's right for you.
Here at Riverfront Auto Sales, Penelope's throwing in $400 towards a gas card. So come on and see us over at Riverfront Auto Sales today.
Wow!
The Tough Spas Staycation Sale is going on now. Have a vacation in your own backyard that lasts for years with a hot tub by Tough Spas. Tough Spas has revolutionized the hot tub industry with its patented Tough Top cover that is easy to use and lasts forever. Tough Spas are simple to own. Simply fill up, plug in, and relax. It's that simple with a Tough Spa. During our staycation sale, Tough Spas has slashed our prices by thousands and has a hot tub to fit every budget. Call now or visit us online at toughspas.com.
If you can't go out, your power shouldn't either. Home Power Systems standby generators ensure you're never without power. Pay 0% interest for 60 months on Generac Home Standby generators. Call Home Power Systems for a no-cost site survey.
How cool is William Matar? He once bowled a 300. Over 4 games. Goes by his nickname. He's the life of the party.
Sweater, but it wasn't a dog, it was a banana.
Sort of. So how cool is William Matar? Very cool. Heard in a car? Call William Matar.
Can the Bills make it back-to-back postseason wins here at home?
Well, the party is still happening, as you can see behind us, with Gabby and Jazz for the virtual tailgate.
All right, let's check in where a special guest is now joining in the fun. Ladies, back to you.
Hey guys, Jazz and I are here with all of our families. We're having so much fun. And I mean, since you mentioned it, Dave, I guess we'll start off with our special guest. Jazz, who do we have?
Oh, we have none other than football player Josh Allen, but not the one you're thinking of. This one's just my brother. And it does so happen that my brother's real name is Josh Allen, and he is a football player. So, incredible. Josh Allen, hi, how you doing?
Doing well. Appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, we're so glad you're here. Lily's glad too. She yawned, but I swear she's excited. She's just hot right now. So thanks for joining us, Josh Allen.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I appreciate y'all having me on here. Tell Lily I said what's up.
Oh, Lily, sup?
She can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you, Josh. And we're going to kick it right over to the Kabbalah family. Now, I understand, Caleb, you do tons of artwork. Fill me in on what you've got there.
I made this last night.
Beautiful. And you have so many more
designs.
And Patty, his artwork is for good, right? Can you fill us in a little bit?
Yeah, it's for Caleb's Wishes for Others. He donates the money he raises on it for children charities. He's going to be turning over some money next week for Western New York Little Heroes.
Awesome.
And it wasn't just a Christmas gig. He's doing it year round. So he'll be making new holiday and spring and winter and summer photos, and they're $10. And you can go to calebswish.com, and we hope to get some support around Buffalo.
Great. Those are beautiful. Thank you so much, Caleb. And I love your decor behind you. Jazz, who do we have next?
So next we have the Matthews family. And the Matthews family, they are and like just holding it down. They have a big crew over there. Matthews family, how are you guys getting ready for the game?
Oh, we're just getting amped, listening to a little music and getting pumped up and ready for the game.
Love it. What do you have over there? I know you guys have something really cool. You passed it off as, it's just simple. We just got a couple of, but what is it?
Well, the kids usually does something every year with the Bills. And one year they was chosen to go have lunch with the Bills through the Big Brother, Big Sister program, and came back with a few signed footballs and other merch. So,
okay,
so Tyrod Taylor and everything else.
Awesome. So you guys are ready to go. You got your music. You got
ready to go.
And everybody else, can you show us your favorite things at home? Because we're running out of time, but show me what you've got on your screen.
I love to see all of
Lisi
the
family,
Bills.
what about you guys? What do you have?
Yeah, Jazz and Gabby, I love to see all of the Bills Mafia gear. Absolutely fantastic.
Excellent.
Get you pumped for game day, right?
It definitely does.
Last week's matchup against the Colts was really an emotional one. High drama from the first whistle all the way to the very last second.
But for one member of Bills Mafia, well, his emotions, as you can see, got the best of him as the game came to a close. And his tears, they were caught on national TV for the entire world to see. So earlier this week, I talked to Jason, and he tells me how that lasting image, this one, came to be.
A sea of Bills defenders in the
Jason Polk from Hamburg now counts himself among the 6,700 people who were inside Bills Stadium for the team's first home playoff game in a quarter century, just 5 years longer than he's had season tickets. Like most of Bills Mafia, football Sundays are a family affair.
I grew up as a humongous fan as a kid, watching as a kid with my dad and my grandparents and aunts and uncles, and it's just part of me. Like every day I wake up on Bills days, I put my Bills jersey on. I have 3 little kids. I put the jerseys on. Each one of the kids is ready, and I'm trying to continue on that tradition of, being a Bills fan and representing the Bills Mafia proud.
But this game was different. COVID testing, no tailgating, and just Jason and his best friend in attendance. When he arrived and found his seat in the corner of the end zone, Jason took it all in.
Being there and wishing, I could have been there with like a grandpa or an aunt or an uncle or something like that, but being there with one of my best friends, Brian, and being able to just take the whole thing in. Just being able to scream and yell and cheer on and everything was just awesome.
Emotions were high the whole game, but especially in the fourth quarter.
That final drive when Josh fumbled it, but thank goodness the offensive lineman, covered it, because I immediately thought in my head, oh my goodness, this is Houston all over again. We're going to this is just going to be another typical Bills way to throw away a game.
But this year, it didn't happen.
Rivers airs it out. It is knocked away.
This play went the Bills' way. Jason lost it, and the cameras caught it.
The funny thing is right after that happened, my friend, my cousin Heather and my friend Nicole both text messaged me in the stadium and said, "Hey, I think I just saw you on TV." And I'm like, "No way." And they text me the picture. And I just immediately said, "So I guess I'm a meme." And I just tweeted it and I hashtag Bills Mafia.
In fact, he's embraced the added attention.
We're all feeling that. And so I'm okay with it. I'm humbled by it, you know, and but it's okay. I think it just goes to show that the Buffalo Bills is the best fan base in the entire world. Some people think, oh, it's just a game. Not to me, not part of this community. I mean, the way that the community rallies around the Buffalo Bills.
I just got to say, we know that he was not alone. There are a lot of other fans at home and in the stands crying as well. Well, Lamar Jackson and his Baltimore Ravens are in town today, and the one thing the star quarterback was hoping for, no snow. Of course, snow is something the Bills are no strangers to, but even for players with snow experience, it can be slippery and really tough to see. We remember that snow game from a couple of years ago. Baltimore's quarterback has never played a game in the snow, and he grew up in South Florida, of course. He had never seen snow until college.
How much experience do you have playing in the snow, and
Zero.
You've never done it?
Zero experience. I never got to play in the snow, except my first time seeing snow in Louisville, but we had a snowball fight, so that's totally different from playing in it. But yeah, that definitely would be my first time playing football in the snow Saturday. If it does, hopefully it don't.
Well, today's game certainly not going to be bright and sunny like last weekend because, of course, it's at night. Lamar might be lucky this time, though, because earlier in the week we were watching a system that had the potential to bring snow. Things kind of changed a little bit, and yeah, he got lucky, although I kind of wish that we had snow.
It would be nice, right?
The Bills know how to play in snow.
Yeah, that's very true. Meteorologist Andrew Baglini joining us. So the chance for snow has certainly diminished, right, Andrew?
I mean, honestly, it's been a big narrative all week. I wasn't very impressed since Monday. I've been saying I don't think the snow is going to be an issue. I do think there will be some snow showers in the area, but not really accumulating snow. But that will change throughout the course of the weekend. Of course, the radar clear right now. But I want to show you real quick the hour-by-hour forecast. The rest of this afternoon should be mainly dry, maybe a few light mixed showers this afternoon. But around kickoff, we're going to see a few snow bands starting to develop. Better chance is going to be south of Orchard Park. I do think we could see a few snow showers drifting into Bills Stadium from time to time this evening, but nothing more than a dusting, if that. The chances are pretty low. What will probably have a greater impact in the game is the breeze. It'll be a noticeable one pretty much all game long, and that'll certainly add an extra chill. If you're one of the lucky few heading down, make sure to bundle up.
All right, Andrew, thanks very much. All week, of course, we have been receiving some amazing videos and pictures from Bills Mafia.
This one, though, might take the cake. Take a listen to Jim Kelly alongside the healthcare workers at ECMC.
Let's go, Buffalo! Let's go, Buffalo!
York like a storm, where we stood together, cheered together, cared for one another, cried for one another, wore masks for each other, even gave a little space to each other. Now it's time to be sure we all have health coverage. New York State of Health is here for you with free local enrollment experts to help you compare plans that work for you, your family, and your budget. Some plans may even cost nothing. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call today.
Buying Girl Scout cookies is a tasty treat that helps girls learn 5 leadership skills. Support Girl Scouts. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
This is the absolute greatest thing I've ever done. Back when I was 15 years old, I lost my front teeth playing hockey. For years, I was conscious of my smile and how I spoke. Bridges and partials, they're not permanent. So eventually, I ran into Dr. Farber, and he said to me, well, we can help you. I got my first implant, and I was so happy. First thing I did is I ate a carrot to see what would happen, and whatever I want to eat, now I eat it. This smile is natural. Buffalo Dental Implant has sure changed my life.
Our employees are proud of our involvement with Roswell, not only for what Roswell's done for their families and their friends, but they see the research that's going on here to find a permanent cure.
Cancer is not just a disease that affects the patient, it affects the whole family. We spend a lot of time trying to treat not only the patient, but the family who has to go through this disease with them. We can't do this alone. We just can't. We have to have community support like West Her. We're partners. They're part of our team. We're one.
It's time to start fresh in 2021 with a no down payment lease from Paddock Chevrolet. Take on the new year in an Equinox starting at just
Welcome back. Now we're ready for
Now we're
Tuesday,
ready.
right?
I'm ready.
Well, he is one of Bills Mafia's most musically talented members. Dick DeGroat is known as the Bills Dad, and for his Bills-themed covers each game day week.
I swear, he tops himself every single week. He shared his talent with us this morning, and of course, we had to pair it with some of the amazing fan photos that we've been sending us all week. Take a look.
This week is dedicated to our Bills Mafia family, all of you, and all those watching up above. From the rock pile in the 60s, Rich and Ralph along the way, 4 straight Super Bowls, the drought, every moment, every play. There's no place that I'd rather be than right here, right now, today. 'Cause this flag still stands for family, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be in the Mafia, where we're one big family. And we won't forget the greats who've tried to help this team succeed. And I'll gladly stand up next to you today and every day. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this team. God bless the Bills always. And I'm proud to be in the Mafia, where we're one big family. And we won't forget the fans who died. With us they'll always be. And I'll gladly stand up next to you. Bills are going all the way. Yeah, there ain't no doubt I love this team. Hey. See you Saturday. Go Bills.
Go Bills! That is the Bills Mafia we know and love. Of course, stay with us for Buffalo Kickoff Live just ahead at 11 o'clock.
Tim and Heather are getting ready as we speak. And we leave you with the only words that need to be said today. Go Bills.
Go Bills!